And in your experience, from what you've seen, how much does a sexless marriage contribute to a man cheating?
It's a big part of it.
Right.
It's a big part of it.
Right.
And so again, if he's reached an impasse where maybe he's mentioned it, maybe they've gone to therapy and nothing is changing. I mean, it's kind of like you and him are on a deserted island and you get dropped some food, but you're in charge of the food. And so you decide when he eats or not.
Yes.
He's going to find food elsewhere.
He's going to find food elsewhere.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So what I want women to do is I simply want them to explore why you don't want to. Just explore that, right? I don't put the blame on them, but I say, hey, let's explore that. Let's explore what's happening here.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
and I think sometimes as well that often, and I think maybe men do this as well, but men probably don't have this problem because men can go from not being horny to horny just for seeing a pair of boobs. He's like, I'm ready.
Yep.
But I think sometimes we can put the responsibility on our partner to put us in the mood. Mm-hmm. But then sometimes we have to know, okay, what is it that does turn me on? Because sometimes, and I'm going this from like female friends that have taught to me, them getting into shape increases their libido. Them exercising, makes them feel good. Them pampering themselves makes them want to be, they feel sexy, they want to be sexual. And so while I definitely do think, as the man in a relationship, you should always be making an effort to court your wife, regardless whether you've been together for a year or 10 years, because seduction doesn't start when you kiss her. It starts from the text 4 days ago.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
It starts from, you coming in and you kiss her and maybe you kiss her when you come in and you bite her lip that night. She's like, oh, what is this? And we've got date night on Sunday. Do you know what I mean? So I think sometimes guys understand seduction for women starts way before the physical starts. But then kind of similar to, I guess, the orgasm gap, the man's argument, I guess, would be, okay, what gets you there? And she has to know what gets her there, because if she doesn't know and she's just expecting him to figure it out, it's like, come on, I can't do everything.
That's it. And she has to be willing to learn herself. She has to be willing to teach him.
Yes.
So one of the things I tell my couples, this is the other thing I tell. So I tell the woman that I tell the man about the microwaves and the crock pot. So a woman is a crock pot, and you're going to put everything in it early in the day, and you're going to turn it on low, and it's going to take all day to cook the food right. Whereas a man's like a microwave, right? I'm ready.
That's it.
But to both of them, I often say, you are committing to teaching each other how to love you. And that can be sexually, that can be emotionally, that can be physically, spiritually, mentally, whatever, right? We never get tired of teaching the other person. And so, yes, I agree. A lot of women, they got hangups. They got hangups about their body, hangups about sex. And that's something, again, I do educate women on. Because if you're going to marry a man, it's not an option to not have sex. It's not. You have to get more comfortable with that for whatever reason. Maybe something happened, maybe it didn't, but get more comfortable with that. I usually send them home to just explore their body, to be more mindful with their body when they're washing their body or putting lotion on their body, and really start discovering what feels good. Like what feels good to you. And then once you figure that out, you bring him into that. Right? Men would love the whole, so tonight I'd love to teach you some things about my body. He'd be like, okay, sign me up.
Of course.
Y'all would love that. So yes, that's how that's supposed to go. And then it forever goes like that. Maybe something changes. Maybe you like this, but now you like that. Or you want to try this or do something different. But you got to teach each other how to please each other.
For sure. And I think as well, sometimes some people can feel, if they've never done it before, they can feel that it's going to be awkward. Like, oh, I'm going to tell you what I want or whatever. And something that I've said to people I've worked with is, especially for women, if you know what you like, say to him, I love it when you X, Y, and Z.
There you go.
Not like, hey, if you want to get me there, you have to do this. Like when you say it in a way that invites him. And you're telling him, you're like, hey, I love it when you do this. He just think, okay, she loves this. This is going to go into the memory bank.
That's it.
That's going to make her feel good.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? I saw I can't remember what podcast it was, but they were talking about, maybe different sex drives for men and women, monogamy, etc. And it was a husband and wife, right, talking. And he was asking her the question, if his sexual need is, let's say, 3 times a week, and let's say they started that way, but now they're married, she's just had a child, all of that.
It's gonna slow down.
And now it's slowing down. So for her, like, it's like maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, right? And they understand that for guys, sex can be very separated from emotions. Guys, not saying this condones it, but a guy can have sex with another woman and still love his woman, right? Yep. Really compartmentalize. So his question was, if this is a need of mine that you don't want to meet, right? And I can meet it elsewhere that's not going to affect our relationship, why would you not let me do that? What would you say to that?
I mean, but you know how women are. You know how we are. So it's like I'm licking on a lollipop, right? Yeah. I'm licking on a lollipop and maybe I put it down and someone else comes along and starts licking on my lollipop. That's now their lollipop. Like, right? I don't want that lollipop back. That's how we work.
Yeah,
so
I get that.
Here's my suggestion, and I suggest this to couples.
Yeah.
Be sexual. Right? We keep making it all about intercourse. Be sexual.
Yeah.
So maybe he gets a lap dance one night. Maybe he gets mouth service. Maybe he gets a hand job. Maybe he gets, like, be sexual.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see more couples do. We're boiling it down to intercourse.
Yeah.
And it's like, what else you got?
Yeah.
What else you got? Maybe there's something else you can do. Make out really heavy petting and all of that stuff. Like, be sexual with each other.
Yeah.
And again, we're sexual beings and we have to figure out what's going on inside of us that we don't want to be sexual with each other.
Yeah.
So that's what I tell my couples. It may not go to full-blown intercourse.
Yeah.
But be sexual with each other. Touch each other every day. It could be sexual or non-sexual.
Yeah.
But that can sometimes, give a man kind of what he needs. Like, okay, we didn't go all the way, but we did this or we did that or I got this, Yeah. So that's all. And if it was once a week, that's the minimum. That's the minimum that I actually tell couples they should make love to each other is once a week.
Yeah.
And I want it to be a really good once a week.
Yes. Yeah.
Not a rollover to the side once a week. I'm talking, I want it to be mind blowing.
Yeah.
So that way he at least is like, man, wow, that was amazing. Well, give him something. Give him something he can feel.
Yeah.
So that's all. But I will never condone extramarital sex because I know, like I said, it makes a woman feel less than. It makes her feel, we don't have the ability to compartmentalize.
Yeah.
In our mind, sex equals love, right? That's why women get attached.
Right.
We have sex with a man and we could hate him. And eventually we're like, well, he's not that bad. Like, sex equals love. We bond to men through sex. And so that's our projection.
Yes.
So men project onto us that, sex is just as good for us as it is for you all. That's your projection.
Yeah.
Our projection is that men bond to the women they have sex with. And that's not true.
It's not true.
No. And I tell women that, like, no, they really don't.
Yeah.
They can have sex with a woman, not call her ever.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's it.
That's it.
Right.
And I've always kind of said this to the women I work with, that it's men, one of the powerful ways men bond is when he is vulnerable with you and you receive that.
Yep.
That is like, and because it's so, there aren't that many spaces for men to be vulnerable, they don't feel, and especially because, of the whole thing of, we live in a patriarchy and men have had it amazing for history, which only a very small percentage of men have. The majority of people in general, it was a very difficult time, which is why pairing up was almost essential to survive. But there's this attitude of, what do you have to complain about? You're a man in today's society. And so not only is it difficult for men to even just share openly in society, but then to do that with a woman, especially if he's had an experience of sharing too soon and then it turned to off him.
Right.
If he can do that with a woman and she receives that, it really makes it like she really takes a place in his life if she can be that woman for him. I want to talk about extramarital without permission, i.e. cheating. So what are the signs that a woman is cheating? And then we can come to the men. What's the sign that a woman's cheating?
If you're loving this episode and these kinds of conversations, then I want to give you something. We recently launched the Kits Angels community. This is a sisterhood for women who are tired of what the dating scene has given them and are ready to take their love lives to the next level. It's a space for you as a woman to not be alone in your journey to love, where we learn, talk, and share our experiences as part of a strong sisterhood, with some leadership and guidance from yours truly, of course. Not to mention never before seen videos from me on how I've led dozens of women to meeting great men. And so as a thank you for watching this episode, I'm giving you a month's membership completely complimentary on me. Just click the Kits Angels link below, and when you join the group, message me the code phrase Angels Podcast and I will pay for your membership. Now back to the episode.
So women, historically, if they're going to cheat, it's because they're looking to get a better mate. They're looking to swap their mate out for someone they believe is better.
Yeah.
There usually is an emotional component to it, unlike men.
Yes.
And so there's someone who's listening to them more, sees them, hears them. They're getting some sort of emotional need met, but they're also considering monkey branching to this new partner. And so emotionally, she's going to be disconnected. She's going to start physically, disconnecting, having sex with you less, because if she's sleeping with this other person, most women do not, go out and sleep with multiple men, that they're involved with.
Yeah.
But it's really the attitude. It's the whole attitude of just everything you do, just the contempt.
Yes.
That's really the first sign, is the contempt that she's going to feel for you.
Yeah.
Like everything you do, just,
Yeah, of course. And I have to ask this because I know the guys are going to be asking this, right? If she knows that she wants to leave, why would she not end it so then she's free to go and explore that, as opposed to staying in a relationship that she's not happy with for 2, 3, maybe even 6 months?
Yeah.
Which just sounds exhausting. Like you staying in a relationship where you're kind of like everything that person does, you don't really want to be there, but you're staying there to potentially monkey branch. Why wouldn't she leave early is guess what I'm asking.
Yeah, because women are historically known for monkey branching. Like that's a part of the hypergamous nature, that if we're looking for something better, we're not going to let go of what we have until we've secured that. So it's the security. Yeah, as a gender, that's security and safety. That's our number 1 and number 2 needs as a woman.
Yeah.
And so until we know we have something better, something secure, we're not going to let go of the old thing.
Right. So it's almost like, I guess it's kind of like a job. Yeah. As in, you may be looking for a new job.
Yep.
You may not like this security, but it's still security.
Exactly.
Until you've secured that better. Okay, that makes sense.
And remember, all forms of cheating, forms of cheating speak to a person's character and integrity.
Yes.
Because people who are high character, high integrity, they are going to end their situation. They're even going to take a space to figure out what happened.
Yes.
Okay, I was in this situation. I've ended it. I'm going to take space. I'm going to try to reflect on what happened. And then I'm going to pursue someone else. That's what people of high integrity do. Yeah,
100%.
Yep.
And what about for the men? What's a sign that a man might be cheating on his girlfriend or wife?
It really depends, because some men, there's no physical sign. Some men can have sex again with their wife, their mistress, and whoever else, and you never know it. But men are sloppy cheaters. You all are sloppy cheaters. You're not great at it. So there's usually just little things, that you're little signs, little breadcrumbs that you're leaving around.
Yeah.
And you may be dressing differently. You may wear cologne where you didn't, or, wear certain types of underwear, like those type of things.
Yeah.
That says, yes, I actually care about my appearance now, and I have not in a long time. Yeah. So things of that nature. But men, I don't know why you all are not good at cheating. Not good.
Damn it, guys. We need to get better. Yeah. No, just joking. Interesting. And I think we said this before, it can happen where if he's having frequent sex with someone else, he starts to have less sex with you. Not that he would stop,
right?
But it might, you said before, he would be less hungry for it.
Yep.
less hungry for it. So it's almost whether a man or woman is cheating, a likely indicator is that there is a change in the physical dynamic of the bedroom, at least. Wow. What does a man ever cheat emotionally?
Sometimes. I've had couples in my practice where the man has never physically cheated, but he has texted. He has talked on the phone to women at work or, exes. That's a thing. Especially if, like you said, he's not being appreciated at home.
Sure.
Right? Because men run on appreciation. They run on positive reinforcement.
Yes.
That is how you get men to do things. And I'm always telling women this. You nagging and complaining about everything he gets done wrong, that's not helping him to do better.
Yes.
You have got to start acknowledging what he gets right.
Yeah.
That's going to make him do better.
Yeah.
But yes, I've had husbands say, yeah, I can't do anything right with her. She's always nagging me, or I just want to feel appreciated. And so Linda at work, oh yeah, thank you for getting that report in. And it was really good. Oh my God, you did such a great job. And
So
that's
true.
what, he's eating that up.
Yeah.
Or, oh, you look really good today. Oh, you smelled really nice today in the meeting. See, those are the things that sometimes that's all a man wants.
That's all he needs. Yeah,
It's
that's what he needs
yep.
as well. What do you think? I know you don't speak for all women, but what do you think is worse for the majority of women? That their man is emotionally connecting with another woman, but never crosses that physical line, or that he maybe sleeps with a random woman some random time. There's no emotions, but he does have sex with another woman.
Right.
What do you think is worse for women?
Historically, men are worried about a man entering his woman.
100%.
Right? That's like a no-brainer.
Yes.
For us, because we've been socialized to almost accept infidelity within men,
Right.
it's more emotional, right? Do you love her? That's usually the first question we ask. Well, do you love her? Did you tell her you loved her? That's the first question we ask. We assumed you all had sex. But then we're like, but do you love her?
Yeah.
That stings, right?
Yeah.
The thought of, what did you share with this woman? And, and this, I've had plenty of wives be stung by this, but the husband actually talked to the other woman about the wife. Wow. And so that kind of stings, like, oh, you've talked to her about me and you told her about these problems. And that stings.
Because it's almost like, wow, you talking to her about me almost says that she's closer to you emotionally than I am.
Right.
Right, of course.
So that's what does it for us. It's that. Okay, I got a question for you.
Go for it.
So, and I've seen the tide turn on this question. Okay. I've seen it in real time. There was once upon a time back in my dad's day where he even taught me that men don't accept cheating from a woman.
No.
But now we're seeing a tide turn. Mm-hmm. We're seeing more men. Like, have you seen this where men are staying in relationships where their woman has cheated on them?
I am seeing it more now, yes. And I think there's two reasons for this, two major components. I think one, at least in the Western culture, men are being socialized to be more feminine. And women are being socialized to be more masculine. Yeah. So if we're going by the typical, having multiple sexual partners at the same time, that's quite a masculine thing to do. And more women are doing that. And especially if men have been told that being masculine is bad, masculinity is toxic, etc. Guys are being socialized to think like a woman would, to look at things from the female lens. And so in that sense, I think that's part of the reason why more guys are accepting it. Part of the reason is the cheating fall on women's end has actually increased over the past 20 to 30 years. For guys, it stayed the same. Right. I think statistically, men have cheated around 28% of the time. Something like 40 years ago for women, it was about 16%. Now it's 24%. Wow. So the rate at which women are cheating has increased. Yeah. So I guess it's kind of, it could be that there has always been men that would accept a woman back if she has cheated, but just more women are doing it. So now it's like more men are accepting it. And I think the third thing is that because it's so difficult for the majority of men to even get an opportunity with a woman, if they're with a woman that they feel, when I say lucky to have, I don't mean like, oh, she's an amazing person, I'm lucky to have her in her life. That's a beautiful thing. But I'm lucky to get one.
Right.
If there's such a scarcity mindset, then he's like, well, having her, even though she's cheated on me, is better than nothing.
Nothing. Yep.
And so they kind of accept that. And you can tell me what you think, but I'll be honest. I think if a woman cheats on a man and he takes her back, I don't think she can respect him the same again.
Never.
Even if she values the security that he provides for her, of either emotionally, maybe in financially, being in a relationship, I don't think she can have the same level of respect for him as a man in the relationship.
And I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I've told many a male client, like, this is over. Like, this is over.
Yeah.
May not be now, may not be tomorrow, but it's over.
It's done.
The disrespect is only going to get worse. The behavior is going to escalate.
Yeah.
This is over.
Yeah.
And that's how we're hardwired. Women are hardwired. That if you allow a certain amount of disrespect from us, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. So that's why I often tell men, like, check it as soon as it happens.
Yeah.
As soon as it happens, whether it's through words, it's through actions, behaviors, check it.
Yeah.
Let her know, like, no, this isn't going to work for me.
Yeah.
That's it. Because I agree with you. But I'm seeing it more. I'm seeing it more where it's the woman who's cheating and the man is coming in and he wants to work through it. And I'm like, you sure? Like,
Yes, right?
This is not it. And like you said, it gets worse. The disrespect gets worse. I had one couple where the woman cheated with her boss at work.
Damn.
And one of the husbands, because I asked them, okay, we have to set some boundaries. And I asked, him to set his boundaries and if she had any boundaries. And one of his boundaries was that she would quit her job. And she refused. And I just looked at him and was like, this is over.
Wow.
This is over. She's telling you she does not respect you.
Yeah.
And I just, I'm a woman and I can't understand it.
Yeah.
So I just think it's odd that a man would, continue and think that it could be the same. It will never be the same.
Yeah.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.